Hey guys, welcome to another MapleStory Road to Demon Slayer 2.0 episode, and this episode I'm going to be doing a mix of post-commentary and regular commentary. Mostly just because of the fact that I'm not very good when it comes to the likes of MI Gaming and Tachismo. They're very good at collecting a large mass of clips, you know, whether like 20 to 30 clips worth of footage, each one with like their own form of live commentary. But because I do my recording for audio in separate software, with my video recording done in OBS, and my audio recording in Audacity, it's a little cumbersome to have to amass like, you know, a good 30 or 40 clips or so with separate things. That's why I usually just like to record silently, and then maybe I might do some post-commentary, or if I am recording live commentary, my objective is to go ahead and get it done all in one take and then cut out a whole bunch of blank parts, which I'll be doing, I guess, in this video. I don't really know exactly how the video is going to be playing out, so I can't do like a live play-by-play of what I'm doing, but for the most part, I got my superior Golix belt for my Demon Slayer up to 21 stars. I could have gone for 22, but I have an insanely terrible track record when it comes to that stuff, because my luck just, I do cover it over in a live clip, but I spent 250 bill and I have not gotten a single 22 stars, so that gives you a little bit of an example as to, or a little bit of an indicator as to my luck when it comes to Star Force. Not particularly fond of this system, just because while I do understand the importance of RNG when it comes to certain games so that it doesn't just make things very predictable, I dislike RNG if there is a negative impact on it. I would much rather it be like Tyrants, where in the exchange for very low pass rates, it just would remain neutral and then you would just fail the scroll or whatever and then it just wouldn't enhance. But with Star Force, you have the chance of going downwards if you fail, which means if you get unlucky, you can fail 5 times in a row, even with chance time, and you will still go all the way back down to where you started. So with Star Force, I do appreciate the fact that you are allowed to park yourself with benchmarks at 5, 10, 15, and 20 stars, but you spend the majority of your time with Star Force idling around at 10 star, 11 star, 15 star, 16 star, and then 20 star, 21 star, and then all it takes is just a burst of luck with a good lucky 30%, 30%, 30%, 30%, and you get all the way up to the next benchmark. Which brings me to another point that I want to gripe about. 30% is the ultimate FU number. It is actually one of the most, and I think this is strategical, it is one of the most unfair RNG percentages to ever exist in the history of RNG. Because 30%, it's kind of clever in that it's not low enough to where you expect it to fail over and over, for example like a 15% scroll, or a 10% scroll, or a 5% scroll like clean slates. You expect them to fail many times over before you get one to pass, and then when one passes you're like, oh, that's pretty lucky. And then if you pass, let's say 2 or 3 in a row, or 3 in a row, that's kind of hard, but 2 in a row, you'll be like, oh damn, that was really good. A 30% chance is not that low. It is relatively high actually. You know, you've missed, I'm pretty sure, you play Pokemon, you missed a lot of 70% accuracy Thunders or Blizzards, or occasionally you would land like Sheer Cold or Fissure or Horn Drill 5 times in a row. So 30% chance is actually a decently high number. However, likewise, it is not high enough to where you expect consistent results. 50% chance you can get pretty lucky. If you do a coin toss 10 times, you can get 8 heads and 2 tails. Or likewise, you can get 4 heads and 6 tails. It's a little bit more random for 50%. But when it comes to 30%, it's that limbo state where like it will not pass as much as you want it to, but at the same time it will pass enough to trick you into thinking that you have a chance of getting what you're trying to go for. And that's what results in some people going from 15 star to 22 star instantly. There also is the contingency and the possibility of the item exploding, which is quite irritating because I'm aware that you can safeguard up to 17 stars, but it's just when it comes to transfer hammering like a reinforced belt into superior, or a level 150 glove into Absolab, I don't really see the necessity of it just because it's easy to replace them. But for a higher level stuff like Arcane or Sweetwater even, I would say that it's actually important to do so. Alright, so I'm not very used to doing post-commentary without actually knowing how I'm going to structure the video, but I guess I can talk about one thing. Plans for this summer. Because I am going to be in school for the summer semester like I said before, I'm weighing my options as to like what I want to do. Torn between whether or not I want to do YouTubing like full-time. I say full-time in that like, you know, I try to do a video every day, but last time I did that, I burned myself out. My course load is not that taxing, I think. That's the right word. I don't think I have too much work to do. I won't be like overwhelmed. And because it's summertime, I'll have a decent amount of free time to myself just because the classes I'm taking, I don't think they assign like homework or long-term projects. It's mostly like done all in class. So in exchange for spending like twice the amount of hours in class that I would normally during a regular semester, I don't think we'll have any homework or projects that take up a significant amount of time. Which means that once I get out of class, I can forget about it and then go ahead and do something else. I have 3 options. 1, I want to get started on developing, or actually 4. The first one is that I want to get started on developing my own game. I've always told you guys before, if you've watched me for a long period of time, that I want to be a game designer when I get older, and I'm older. Not old, I'm 20 years old now, but I'm at that stage where I should really consider a lifelong project to work on. So that's one option, and I do have friends that I've made in college that I think I can go the distance with, and they can be very close friends, and they also want to make a game. So we're thinking about maybe making a mobile game or whatever, and who knows, I might actually update you guys on that later. Second option is find work. So as a person, I'm more of the entrepreneurship type. I dislike jobs. I say that in that I'm not a 9-to-5 type person. Like, I don't really enjoy part-time jobs. I worked 3 of them before. Or 4. Technically only 3, because one of them was not really a official job. Like, I haven't been working for long enough to consider like putting it in my resume. But I've worked for Dunkin' Donuts before. I've worked for a specialty food service place, or like food place. It's kind of like they serve things like, vegan, gluten-free, and stuff like that. I worked for an accounting office, and I've also, I don't know if this is considered a job, but I was also a TA for a period of time. So I've done my fair share of part-time labor, that you would in work study or as a child, and I don't like it too much. Not because I am a lazy person, well, not entirely anyway, but in that I don't really feel like it does anything for the rest of my future. It's only there to make me money, and for me, money is not that important. I don't mean to say that in a conceited way. Not that I'm not saying that I'm like rolling in riches or whatever, but rather I've understood the extent to how much money can make me happier, and working a job, like if it was a decently high paying job, let's say like $20-$30 an hour or something, which will never happen for a part-time job, then maybe I would, just because it's so efficient when it comes to like the usage of my time. But working minimum wage or something, I just don't think it works out to me. Plus, ever since I was a child, I always found ways to make more money. Like when I was in middle school, I bought like those family-sized bag of Jolly Ranchers, or like other pieces of candy that had individual wrappers, like nerd boxes and stuff like that. And I would buy them from the grocery store, like $4, $5 for a pack of like, let's say 40 Jolly Ranchers or something, maybe more. And then I would sell each piece for 25 cents during lunchtime. And I made some pretty good profit, and I would do it over and over again. And then other classmates caught on to it, and they started doing the same thing, and then we just opened up an entire black market in middle school until we got busted. The other kids got detention, but I got slapped on the wrist just because I was the first person that did it, so therefore it was my idea. I don't know how it worked back then. And then as I got older, I tutored, and I also did things like, YouTube was one source of income that I obtained. I've also done things like stock trading, which I do right now, which makes me a decent amount of money, provided I don't tilt and take a bad trade and lose a large amount of my portfolio. And I'm also pursuing another entrepreneurship opportunity at the moment right now. So I'm not really the type of person who wants to go the 9-to-5 route. I would like to get a job that provides me with a good amount of income. Like, I would like to be a game designer when I get older. However, that's not my end goal. And at the moment, I'm considering maybe finding work during the summertime just to give me enough cash to continue sustaining myself through my hobbies and whatnot. But that's kind of low on my priority list. Option number 3 is... So option number 1 was YouTube. Option number 2 was make a game. Option number 3 was finding work. Option number 4 is to just pursue my writing completely full-time. I love to write. I've developed my, fondness for writing as I got older, and I used to hate books when I was a kid. In fact, my mom actually had to bribe me to read books. She would be like, for every book you finish that's at least 150 pages, I'll give you $3. And I would read just for the sole focus of trying to make some extra allowance. But then, as I got older, I really started to appreciate the importance of storytelling narrative and like, you know, just the lore of things. I was always the type of kid that would go deep into certain things. Like, let's say, while every kid was just talking about how amazing the fight between Goku and Vegeta was, I would look into like the significance of it, and I would like go deep into the characters and like really just strive to understand and theory craft what kind of characters they are. And just overall, I started to develop a gradual fondness for storytelling. And then after that, I've started reading a lot, and I love to read, like maybe not necessarily books only, but I just love reading. You see everyone on the internet, they go things like TLDR, give me a TLDR version because I don't want to read like 20 paragraphs. I love reading long paragraphs of articles or explanations, or even like wiki pages. If I go up like a wiki page and type in, like, let's say, I don't know, I want to research more on like Rock Lee or something from Naruto, and I would just read it. It's really intriguing because you find little bits of information that weren't really exactly conspicuous when they portrayed him in the manga and the anime, and other stuff like that. Or whenever I'm talking with someone, I love long conversations, like conversations that go 4 or 5 hours. I would get so into it. We would start at dinner time, and then we would find out later that it's like 12 a.m. and then it's time to go to bed. So I actually have been thinking about a story in my head ever since freshman year, and I've fleshed it out. I started working on it a lot more, and entering college, since I'm partially also a writing dual major, I can actually start putting that to use. And I pitched it to my professor and my advisor, and they were really supportive of it. And I was thinking to myself, like, if I go really hard in the paint during the summertime, I can get some stuff done, or maybe I can hash out the entire book. That's actually probably impossible just because I'll only have like 3 or 4 months to do so, but I can get a lot of progress done, and maybe I can upload that to my blog that I've been trying to work on, or just maybe present it to you guys. So I have a decent amount of options I want to do during the summertime, even though I won't have all the free time in the world because I am on campus taking classes. I think summer classes in general will be a little lighter for us, which means I can have a lot more time to just pursue other activities that can build my career or my future. Maybe not necessarily in the form of, you know, your streamlined career building, like finding an internship. I do want to find an internship in the future, but at least for the summer, for my hobbies, now that I'm back to MapleStory for a period of time, I'm weighing my options, and I could do a little bit of both. By both, I mean a little bit of all of them. But I think I might have to choose like only 2. I don't think I can choose 3 or more. So at the moment, the thing that I'm thinking about the most is YouTube channel and game writing. And, or not game writing, game development. YouTube channel and making my game, or YouTube channel and writing. Maybe if I want to fit in all 3, I would do like YouTube and writing for the first half of the summer, and then YouTube and game development for the second half of the summer. Not sure. Alright, so that was 14 minutes of commentary, give or take, and then I don't know when I'm going to be throwing in the live commentary. You know what, I'll just throw in the live commentary right now if we'll get to that. So I'll be back in just a second. Holy crap, I actually can't believe that worked. I switched to live recording. I'm sure in the video there's going to be a post commentary before this, but I didn't expect that to work. So a little bit of backstory before I continue on with this belt. On my dual blade, I tried to get my Sweetwater Tattoo monocle and my Katara all to 22 stars. They were all at 21. And for all 3 of them, the Katara exploded in 1 try. And then for the monocle and tattoo, both of them exploded after 1 failure and then 1 try after that. Then I spent roughly about 250 bill trying to get them back to where they were before. And I've gotten the monocle and tattoo back up to 21 star, but the Katara is still broken just because there are no Kataras in Windia Market. And to see something like this reach relatively seamlessly took me by surprise. So I guess that's good. It's a decent upgrade. It's not giving you that much right now just because of the fact that it has no % strength, but we can easily remedy that. Probably get a better flame on it too. Don't think it's on this character, so I'm gonna head back and go on my dual blade to pick my stuff up. I'm actually quite positive I had way more Rebirth Flames 150 than this. I don't know where they went though. I had like 60. Now they're just all gone. Maybe I used them already? I don't know what. I don't know where I would have used them though. Well, regardless, let's go ahead and flame. Where's my belt? Really? Oh, you serious? Wait a second. Oh, is it could possibly be because of the fact that this thing has a stronger flame on it. I know flames aren't good on Golix belts, but I just want to get them anyway just because might as well. I'm using internal flames which aren't very good, but at the same time any flames I will be using on my dual blades equipment, I like to get them already flamed anyway. There you go. Something light, doesn't have to be too crazy. 24 string. You know what, we'll keep that for now. Okay, next thing we gotta do is be pot. So I'm gonna put my flames back. I don't know if I told you guys this already, but my current goal at the moment when it comes to... Wait, where are my cubes too? I had like 2,000 of them. Am I going insane? I had like 2,000 occult cubes. Alright, I gotta figure out where all my stuff is. That might be on my Lumi actually. So what my plan is to get my Absolab gear to 21 stars by getting level 150 gear, like for instance the antique root gloves. I'm going to get that to 21 stars and then transpose it into Absolab. That way I'll have to go through the entire process of getting it to 21 star, and then I don't have to like buy dupe copies of it. The only problem is I've failed that quite a bit, so it's going to be a little bit more time before I can actually get to work on that. Oops. Alright, then here comes a long process of trying to get 2 lines of strength. Oh, first let's see if we can get unique. I know Master Craftsman cubes are not that fantastic. Wow. That's 3 lines of 3 lines of tab, okay. My Master Craftsman cubes don't have a great chance to get to unique, but in the event that I can get it to unique, that'd be lovely. And unfortunately not. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the rest of my occult cubes wherever they are, and then we'll go ahead and cube and get 9% strength, so I will be right back. Okay, so now that's done. Sorry, that was entirely out of context and you probably were like, why did you put that in? We were in the middle talking about something. I'll get used to this maybe later, but I just got my superior Golix belt to 21 stars and now I'm trying to get my antique root gloves to 21 stars so that I can go ahead and transfer hammer it to my Absolab night gloves for 20 stars. Spoiler alert, I wasn't able to in this video because I ran out of money. I have more meso in the storage, but I'm trying to save that for my dual blade, so I'm being very sparing with how I want to upgrade my Demon Slayer, but I think getting a 21 star superior Golix belt was pretty good. It's about roughly on par with a 12 star Tyrant belt. So if you have a 12 star or lower Tyrant belt, Golix belt actually beats that at 21 stars. 22 stars might actually beat a 12 star outright. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. Back to the whole MapleStory, YouTube, and stuff like that. I kind of have an idea of how I want to make my YouTube videos. It's going to be kind of the same format I've had over the last summer of 2018. But what video requests do you guys have? Because I don't really know what's going on in MS1. It's currently dead. But then I have faith that during the summertime, people are going to come back to it and their worlds will repopulate. And I'll be able to go ahead and make more content. I don't know who's active, like other content creators, I don't know who's doing what, because every time I take a break from Maple or quit Maple, I unsubscribe from every channel. I don't really keep up to date with stuff, so every time I come back, there's a bit of a learning curve I have to go through to try to refamiliarize myself with everything. But if you guys have any video requests, like if there's something that you want me to cover, feel free to let me know. I probably might make another updated training guide, although I imagine that all the training spots will stay roughly the same with the exception of the new 250 to 275 maps, but I can still make one, I guess, nothing's stopping me. I do want to continue my funding guide. I'm thinking about just starting over and redoing everything, because I made quite a bit of funding guide episodes back on my old channel Smartboard, and I made a few on my new channel on Wii U right now, but I think maybe for the sake of continuity, I might redo all of my funding guide episodes in a much more structured manner so that I can convey the information much more concisely and much more articulatedly. Articulatedly? Is that even a good adverb? Or is that even a word in general? So that's another option, but just let me know in the comment section below what you want me to talk about, and I'm more than happy to accommodate for what you guys desire. And also, if you want to leave any insight on like what I'm talking about when it comes to like my plans for summertime, with the 4 options of 1, YouTube, 2, game development, 3, finding a job, and 4, writing my story, maybe share some insight on that if you want to. I know I didn't explain the full context of everything, but if they were all on equal priority listing, like, if they all had equal priority in my perspective, what would you guys pick? Because curious, I haven't seen you guys actively in a long time, and it's been about 4 or 5 months, give or take, since I've been actually making videos on, I think, hopefully a scheduled basis. My plan is 3 to 4 videos a week. At the moment, I'm entering finals week. My school, we end very early this year. We're ending, I think, April 26th. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects I have to get done. But then there will be a month before the next summer semester starts, which means I'll be able to pump out a lot of content. But I think I'll stick to a schedule of 3 to 4 videos a week. That'll give me enough time to keep to myself and also to avoid burnout. But I think that's going to be it, guys. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Just wanted to chit chat with you a bit. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want to leave your feedback, as usual, feel free to do that in the comment section below. And leave a like if you enjoyed and if you're looking forward to more of this series. I'll be doing sparse upgrades, here and there, but I'll make sure to try to give you guys enough content to keep things interesting. Or if you want to hear me ramble on for as long as I am right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Take care.